Welcome, guys. Let's draw a drawing exercise and use still life, just objects on the table, any objects for reference. So I usually draw what I am interested in, and that increases my attention span and ability to be interested and to put energy into my task. So I love a variety of objects, and objects on the kitchen table, on the kitchen counter, just like breakfast items, a cup of coffee, eggs, breakfast, toast, everything that's there. That's it just looks lovely and interesting and engaging. So in this video I am using kitchen table items, a still life that's found right there, and these objects are readily available. They're not moving. I can take a picture of them. I can find a picture of objects that I like to draw, and then still life. It's an unmoving arrangement of objects that's so available, so kind of forgiving, and these objects will not go anywhere, and I can spend time drawing them out. And in this exercise I am sketching. What's the difference between sketch and more consistent or more sustained, a more finished drawing? A sketch is often done on a sketchbook page or a scrap piece of paper, and it often is left somewhat unfinished. This is like the most kind of raw process of production of visual art, like a production of an image. Let's try to do an exercise and sketch a volume of things on a page and find out what we've learned and increase our ability to observe, start drawing, and bring it towards some satisfying quality. So what's the strategy that I am using to put drawing together? I begin with light, not heavy, faint, thin lines, because these lines are not requiring erasing. It's possible to build up the material over top of lighter drawing. So from light to medium to dark information, that's my strategy. That's the movement that I am taking. That's the path that I'm taking. We are seeing that I draw a kind of rectangular shapes all around before I draw the objects into the picture. That's because these rectangular bricks or boxes, they are giving me the idea of placement. Where are these objects located? They are located there, and this is how far they are from each other, and this is in comparison to each other that's one object is bigger, another object is smaller, and to assess and to quickly map out my drawing, I would use way more simple objects such as rectangles or free shapes to place everything really quickly. And then I will start to take each one of these objects, boxes, and draw a more particular information into them. So you can see that how all of this is forming, and you can practice this, and maybe I will talk a little bit about what is not so easy to understand, what is a little bit more technical information. And so what is it? You often see me create a rectangle, like a trapezoid. It's a rectangle that's placed in perspective, and then I kind of do cross diagonals from each corner to the opposite corner, and then I do the central division, horizontal and a vertical, and then I carefully build an ellipse into that. Well, that's exactly what makes it possible to create proportionate, symmetrical ellipse that's more like a circle in perspective, and that's flipped slightly on an angle, rather than just like a cruder version of it. If I didn't have this method at my disposal, I might not have such luck of consistently producing these well-placed or well enough placed and good-looking ellipses. And then other tips and tricks, it's when shading, also start lighter and then build it up, and direct the shading lines on an angle that's different from object to object. Try to weave or place these shading areas as if you were describing the plane, the angle of the surface. So if a coffee cup is cylindrical, I will find kind of lines that will go around the cylinder. And if a cutting board is got a top area and then a little wall going down, the depth of the wood, then the lines are sent vertically on that surface and more diagonally or horizontally on the top surface. And that method of placing shading further increases the perception of three-dimensional information. So all of a sudden these things have like a suggestion of a form, like that they are 3D, or the shadows under the objects, they're more like following the angle of the table. Yeah, well, please get into drawing, please. This is doing volume of drawing exercises like this attributes to forming of and reinforcing really good drawing and art making habits. Like you get to think about line, shadow, light and dark, proportion. You get to just build that, reinforce that thinking in you, and then it becomes more of a second nature. So it really is possible to draw and paint anything at all if you wanted to, but it would really be helpful to create consistent effort and reinforce your skill set regularly. Thanks for joining me, and this is great. Let's go have some coffee. The coffee looks good there, and the breakfast I already had. Bye guys, and see you soon.